So, this is going to be, first of all, a personal reading that I will do for like 45 minutes or so. And then, uh, depending on if someone comes in, maybe it will be longer, but that will be not the personal reading. So, I won't say for whom it, but except for the person themselves. But I think since it's public, that it will be. Hi, there's someone in here. Will be for anyone coming across this. I mean, certain things may match, but it will match more perfectly for the one. So, this is the Syrian Starseed Tarot that I will use. I could use fun layouts, but there are those that I'm used to doing that are perfect for me. I mean, they kind of captures what is needed. And since this is for someone Swedish, I thought that I could actually do it in Swedish, but I know there are those who don't speak Swedish around here sometimes, so I will do it in English unless anyone tell me not to, since most Swedes know English though. So, okay. Let's see. I will just probably interpret these just upright. It depends a little bit. If it clearly shows that it means the reversed version, I will change that suddenly. Okay. When I teach tarot, I say that they need to know that beforehand, and myself, I do differently. Let's see. But still. Okay, let's see. First card. So now I will do a kind of a Celtic cross. It's a little bit, it's not even Mandrake cross. It's a variant that I learned from my high priestess long ago. As I recall, she did it. So I keep that. It works well for me. So the first center card is Reason, which is the Emperor card. So I don't know for whom this is, but this make me think about another person now, actually, because on this image there is this wizard god, like if you think of it, how he can be depicted as an old man, sitting here with those figures, shapes. What are they? The Platonic geometric. What are they called now? Those shapes, the triangle, the whatever, quadruple, what they are called, I don't know. But this is almost like these are around his head. These aren't even 7. There are 5 of them. But so I think this represents very much. This could be a person that is very generally grounded, kind of square in their ways, and also mainly mathematical, or try to figure things out in logical way. And yeah, as it says here in this deck, it's called Reason. So this is very much about someone that uses logic and reason as their resource mainly. But in his hand, he still holds this little pendulum. So there is a little opening to the more intuitive spiritual side, although this is not the overall ways this person function, if you say, or work. So this is one who likes to be in control of everything. It could actually, I don't think so, maybe in this case that it's just a personality thing, maybe. But I think that sometimes that could, the basis of that could be fear, to not let go of logic. The thought that can keep you safe, kind of. So, yeah, I didn't know I had a little bit of a cold, I think, now when I talk, I hear that. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, beautiful card, and it so much make me think about someone I met yesterday. I mean, the reading isn't specifically for this person, but this was one who tried doing pendulum for the first time, or maybe not the first time, but for the first time that way. that we did, and it really worked perfectly. It was so clear. Yeah. So maybe this is also for that person who is actually on this tarot group as well. So yeah, maybe some of the reading is for that person as well. Wonderful. So what you could do with the pendulum is, for example, yes or no, and then make the pendulum show. What that is, you just have to have some sort of chain. You could have a necklace or something, or just a sewing thread, or you could have a needle at the end, as we did the other day. Or usually that is when you check if people, how many kids, whatever gender and so on. You could do that, checking in the pulse of the wrist of the hand and stuff. Maybe you know about these kinds of things. But also, and these have worked well though. I have experienced that with several people. Yeah. And yeah, also you can obviously ask other things. You can also search for, let's say, people, those who do certain, oh, I drift now, I'm sorry, but those who do mediumship work in the sense that looking for missing people and so on, can also use a pendulum on top of a map or so on to see where the activation, let's say, is highest. So asking the spirit world, actually, as I believe it, but also some people think of it as the subconscious. It doesn't really, well, it does matter, but at the same time it works anyhow. So we get in touch with our deeper sense, let's say, that are also in contact with the whole of the universe. So as I see it. So yeah. And you can obviously also, aside from yes, no things, you can also ask the pendulum to show movements that show, I don't know, I don't want to answer, whatever, whatever you want to. Maybe you shouldn't have what the pendulum saying, whatever. I will have that next time I will do that. Show me whatever. Then they're really tired of you asking. Yeah, moving on. But that is the central card. So this is someone who wants to keep things in order in their life, like all various. I mean, it's an emperor. This person are in control of empires, different countries or whatever, or like different sides of their lives. They still want to be on top of all of them. They won't let chance mess that up, sort of. So yeah, I stray for a long time on this card, but the central card is the most important. And here I think the message very much is to, yes, the logic is very important also. We have it for a reason, but that is also limited. It can only, it causes fragmentation in the sense that it always causes division, the dualistic ways. It's dualistic in its nature. So we get in, every answer gives a new question, which is also fun and inspiring and expanding and everything. It's wonderful. But at the same time, it gives there is no end to the questions, so to speak, and it becomes, as I said, minor and minor and minor. It's not like we reach the wholeness from the thought. We have to get in touch with our soul, our intuition for that. So this little pendulum can be of help for people who are more so logical, I would assume. So this could be a message specifically for someone or the person that this reading is for. And then we have, what is, I will actually maybe read this reversed. It came reversed, so I don't know. But this is what's blocking. This is another 4. This is 4 of crystals. This person here is in a crystal cave, like shutting others out, being kind of greedy, or in some cases, this card can mean, hi, amazing me. I will do this for, like it's 30 more minutes a reading, and then if you want to ask questions you can check in then, right? Because I will first do this, that is a personal one for someone, but maybe if you want you can listen and maybe something here is for you, or you can ask questions about the reading if you want, or anything you want, but not I won't pull cards for anyone else these first 30 minutes, so anyway. So this Four of Crystals, I think this is about this want to have control rather, but sometimes this card can mean that someone is overly generous in their ways. But since this is an emperor who wants to stay in control, I don't think so. I think this is rather someone who have a lot and they have control of a lot, they know a lot, they are very skilled and masterful, so to speak, but they also they since they want to stay on top, I think they don't share everything. They hide away with a lot of their riches, actually. Oh, you understand. Great. But you can comment or ask about anything else if you want to, or about the reading itself here now. So yeah, and 2 4s to begin with. And this is blocking the fact that this person hides away a bit or does not share fully what they do know or can do, because of some sort of fear that others will take from it. Then it could also be a fear to be used, like as if someone would use their resources, or yeah, as if they would lose. They're a little bit of a winner person, this kind of the emperor, and also can be very harsh. The emperor can be very, very harsh sometimes, demanding. Yeah. So maybe there is a history here about something that have been maybe when they were younger or something, they have been more generous and others have been controlling or something, or somehow they have learned through life experiences to not I mean to keep that control by not sharing too much, because they have been very, very open in general and accessible, to everyone, maybe, or something. That's the feeling I get here. Okay, moving on. So yeah, what can help is to understand. This person needs to understand this. Oh, I said what card that was, the Four of Pentacles, like crystals, and now it is the Empress card. Interesting. Emperor, Empress. The Empress, here it's called abundance, and this is what this emperor person needs to learn, what is abundance, and that they always have this abundance within, in the fragmented mind world, or in the ego world, you can say. Ego is our personality, our limited perception of who we are ourselves, and that is always threatened by everything else outside of us, because there is a whole universe outside that is obviously more large, let's say. But if you tap into your soul and you see that you are part of the universe, or even that you are it in the spirit level, then this fear of lack, or fear that anything can be taken away, goes away. So I think this is about a process of spiritual awakening, as well as the emperor and the empress can also represent opening up to love, to share in that sense, to let someone in without having to rule them or control them, just sharing, because that is also a practice, spiritual practice, actually, to be in a relationship with someone, because we really evolve, even if it goes like maybe not in all those destructive, but after a while we learn from that too. But yeah, I think there also this represents the balance between this logical and the spiritual, because the Empress is more so um, like flowing, and she creates her own reality. She creates beauty around her. She is receptive. Um, yeah, also generous, but like and let's say this, she keeps her world, she doesn't have to control her world, but she constantly knows that she is the world and that she creates it. She is the one creating this world that she lives in, without using force or means like that, just from her ideas, from her mind in a sense, but more so her spirit, like from a relaxed state of visualizing. And yeah, and I think this goes for, I had so many thoughts today that I thought I have to do another audio or pod about that, about things going on in the world stuff. But this also may represent that, actually, because if we stay stuck in this outer world, let's say, all the things that goes on, and think that that rules us rather than the fact that we are the creators, and we can't do that from an ego perspective. We need to find our soul and spirit. From there, we start to understand how we influence everything, and therein lies our power. Not that we should dismiss the outer world or the logic or so on, but that is not the most powerful. The most powerful we are, or the greatest. Uh, yeah, you know what I mean. I hope. Anyway, so it's about the balance, and also sometimes for some it could be about just opening up to a partner in a love relationship. Even though we are different, even if we see the world differently, even if we uh, meet the world from different viewpoints, uh, that is, we are complementary. We are not opposed each other, even if we don't understand each other's ways of thinking or functioning all the time. To open up for that other perspective is very important here. Whatever that other perspective is, and in particular for this emperor to understand the concept of abundance, that is not only the material abundance. I talked about this previously, also about this whole about being happy. I'm happy almost all the time, and for example, my right now, the economy, I think that is also a blessing. That have been a blessing since I have been out of control in other ways, like eating and stuff. But so it prevented me from just yeah, totally going away. But anyways, so some people measure abundance in material riches or money, and that can be one part of abundance. Sometimes that creates even more fear or greediness, so that may not be abundance. But just to include the sense of happiness, the whatever, abundance is so many things. It's just not, and I think it should absolutely be there. If it's not, then I think it's poverty. Yeah, poverty thinking, if nothing else. So yeah, anyways, these are the three first cards, very powerful cards. And about the masculine and feminine, I also think about this shift in the world from the more masculine viewpoints, and also, I mean, that goes for everything. I mean, in the system, so to speak, but the politics, let's say, or that area of life, or religious, or so on and so forth. I think we need to embrace the female so much more. The female within also. I'm not talking about trans or whatever, but I mean the intuitive, these ways of seeing ourselves as part of the world rather than rulers of the world. I recently also heard this about the I think it was in, where was it now? Somewhere in Brazil, maybe. I think it was like there was a. Oh, if I could remember facts, I'm not so good at that. But anyways, it was like a river or something, or yeah, that were legally seen as a person, so to speak, that with their own its own rights, that could be defended in law, so to speak. You can't, um, you know, uh, do whatever, pollute, or all these things that we do to the earth, to ourselves, really. But yeah, anyways, to see that we are part of this whole um, ecosystem we live in, instead of separated and wanting to dominate each other and win over each other and so on, and divide and play chess with each other. I don't know. So there are many messages here at these first three cards only, actually. And I think to see the other side, whatever that is, whether it's religious, whether it's political, whether it's just in a personal relationship with someone else, to try to understand the other perspective, we don't have to take it on. We just have to be aware of, this is the other person's perspective, and that is fine, that is okay. We don't have to dismiss it, we don't have to embrace it. We can just try to see it. And that is one of the things that I do with alchemy therapy, for example. That is the most difficult thing for me to do, but also I love it and it's so fun. With myself, I do it also for myself sometimes. That is like liberating. I mean, it causes me to see in a different way. But to work with others, that is the most difficult thing, because then you follow that person and trust them, instead of being the one, the one on top here, seeing all the answers and the clarity where they need to go and how they need to do it and whatever. You just listen and follow them, because we all have that in ourselves. We sometimes haven't learned to trust that within ourselves, but we all have the answers within. We all have a soul, we all have a spirit. Not everyone is aware of this, but still. Okay, moving on. So, and in the medicine wheel, by the way, I'm not trying to make commercials here, but it comes into the cards, I feel. In the medicine wheel, we go through that first 5 times in the south and 5 times in the west. South is more the physical, when we identify with our senses and our physical body, that we are like, that's what is like. That when we go to the emotional and our mind, and so in the west, that is like an expansion of that experience of who we are. And that is also when certain things start to change and we discover that things aren't all that set. They aren't as square as we may have thought before. And then in the north, we find that stillness of the soul as well. And in the east, we transcend the whole thing. We also integrate there in the north these different sides. So the process of the medicine will open us up to all that we are in a very natural, organic process. That happens all the time when I do this with people. Not all the time, but many times. That when we come to the next step of the process, or just the next time, even if it's in the same direction of the compass, then they are already there, because the process goes on so organically. It happens like naturally. So in a way, yeah, anyway. Okay, so that is the basic here, the central thing that everything else around. Okay, so what is what is the thing that you are aware of? I think there is a little bit of a hopelessness. Here comes the star, but it came reversed, so I don't know if I should interpret it reversed. This could be, I think it depends. It could be both, actually. when you are in this emperor mode, when you think the outer world is ruling you, sort of, although you try to control all that you can, you still see dangers, you have to stay on top on that. Then I think you are more in this, let's say, not hopeless state, but when you see things in darker visions, let's say, you see whatever could go wrong, you all that. Although that is also true on some level, but when you turn it and you see this abundance that you have and the create, how much full capacity you have to create, you more so get in touch with who you truly are, and get in touch with also hope and happiness in a different way. So maybe you are aware of that too, those sides. Yeah. And then we have what you are unaware of. So this also came reversed, but Ace of Crystals. I think this is very much also about, because this is a rocky place, let's say, with the rocks looking like, dark, like rocks generally look like. And there is a huge crystal coming up from the clear quartz, coming up with pointed, coming up through these rocks, let's say. And there are beautiful pastel colors behind it and so. And what you're unaware of, I believe, is that things are clearing, that this whole thing, whatever it is going on, even though it seems sometimes as if it's so stuck, like these rocks here, like as if nothing could change. They are so dark and it's so stuck, like this 4-4. And the Ace of Crystals is like abundance in a seed form, that the abundance have started, but it have not yet come to the surface, not yet manifested. So because it's not yet manifested, you don't see how clear it is. So I think this is a very positive card that shows on all 5 levels, let's say, but four directions, 4 elements and spirit. In all ways, this will be positive. The things that are going on that also seem negative, let's say, in the world, they are cleaning or clearing out the darkness or the stuckness, So if they didn't have, as for things in our personal experience or life, things may happen that are really tough and really difficult and seemingly impossible to even cope or even survive them or whatever. But then we realize that afterwards we see that, wow, okay, this what it was. We come to a better, higher, clearer understanding. Yeah. But for now, you're not very aware of this change. I think this very much go for some of you, it may be a physical ailment or something. Even death itself, actually, we do survive. As a medium, I know this, but I know people don't. And I mean, you still think it's horrible. I mean, I can't even understand the whole concept of this world. Like people coming into life and then they go away, whatever. But for some, it could be a physical thing and not understanding that what comes out, your spirit will shine even clearer. You will be even clearer and it will be easier. You will be happier. Everything will be wonderful. It's nothing to fear, but you don't know this. But also at this point, but also it could be like societal thing that we think this will have to go to shit. I can think that sometimes. And it will, I think. I mean, it seems to, but I don't think that is that is detrimental. I think that is good. That sometimes even to drop our bodies, even to whatever it is for the expansion of things or of our consciousness as humans as well. I hope I don't drift too far in my explanations here. But yeah, so this process have already started. This abundance have already started in all on all levels. This is the clarity is there, and everyone will have to see it. Everyone will see this shine through. But yet, not yet. You haven't seen it yet yourself, but it's there though. It's happening. And then we have the past. There have been a lot of ideas and dreams. Like the dreams have been kind of scattered. You know, this whole saying that dream the world into being that I used to use, the concept also. Um, what is most important in this card, this is the what have been, as I said, connected to this now. When we start to think that we aren't able to create our own world, we are, you know, all that, the sense of powerlessness and that, it's because also our minds are very scattered. Not only our minds, but our emotions are the things we want. We aren't focused. We are like all over the place, let's say. And then the energy goes in all directions and is very weak and scattered in a sense. This is also witchcraft, you could say, in one way. There are many ways to do that, though. But the most important thing here is to, when you use your imagination, which is a huge power, to see to it that it's in a upward spiraling direction, so that you don't imagine worse and worse things, because that thought and that energy itself will cause a new thought in that same energy. So you will spiral down, 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 down. So when it comes to these thoughts about, yeah, the even the world or what's going on and so on, and as I said, alchemy therapy is very much like this, where you ask questions that makes the mind find those upward thinking spirals. And cups are very much emotional, so it's about how you feel when you think those thoughts. I can be very inspired by even looking into you know detective stuff or whatever, things that you need to resolve or so on. That can also be an inspired feeling, or understanding how other people see things. It can really be a good feeling in itself, even if it's tricky situations to resolve or whatever. You could still have that kind of positive sense. But if you start to feel like hopeless, or that, you know, that it lowers your vibe, that won't help you or the world. You need to find ways to somewhat, just a tiny bit can be enough to make the spiral of energy go upwards when you feel very low. And it's not to dismiss whatever we feel. We need to be there we are, but also our thoughts have a huge impact both on our health and our the thoughts to come, and the emotions, of course, and feelings. So yeah, so that's a very important thing. But I think that it have been a little bit scattered, so you don't trust your ability to create your world, aside from being quite dominant. Not yet, anyways. You think that is the way to practically actually take it on, or in a chess game kind of strategic way, confront the world to win, sort of, because you have forgotten that you have greater abilities than that. You don't need to use all that force. But on one level of life, in the ego perspective, you do. So, yeah. Anyway, we grow and we learn our capabilities and our strengths during life in various, yeah, whatever, yeah, time periods, let's say. So, in one way of our life experience or our development, we are to strengthen our ego. We need to be aware of that part. That is also part of the whole medicine wheel here. We need to be aware who we are. We need to identify to be able to stretch ourselves outside of that box. If we don't go from there, we have no no way to go further, or we will like lose our footing, like our groundedness. So, anyways, the nearest future. This is also reversed. Seeker of Flames. I think this is very much to also listen inward, because in this card, this seeker or this page, I would assume, maybe knight. Anyways, this is a woman bowing down on her knees and praying to some statue figure with a fire in their palm or something. And to not, I think this card is a warning to make something outside of you as if it's God, because it's you. You are the fire. You are my fire. Sometimes I do that. This is really maybe very narcissistic. No, but you know, uh, you could also do this. Well, I just did to. I don't know the lyrics of this, but never mind. It's by very soon. You can do this actually if you want to sing this to yourself or to a part of yourself, like um, to your spirit. It doesn't have to be to like a guy or girl or whatever, because you are it. You are the shit, as they say. So let's see. So to understand that with what we admire, the whole shadow self and all that talk, that is very much what we don't see in ourselves, even if we judge others. But in this case, it's like we admire something outside of us that are actually dead. The fire, the soul, the spirit that is within, and that is that personal experience of your own divinity that make you expand. But you have to like do it in steps sometimes, yeah. But I think there is a sort of a warning here to not make other people or anything as gods outside of yourself, and not even your ego self, of course not, that are separated, because that also lives in like fear, and that's not so, yeah. Anyways, to dismiss the, I think it was Buddha or someone who said, if you meet Buddha, kill Buddha. So I mean, you don't have to like go around killing, but just in your mind, don't make anything like higher than you. You are, I mean, when you find those parts of you, let's say, the more whole that of you, don't keep yourself small. Get in touch with your whole strength, yeah. So your view on this is that it goes very, very quickly. Changes are happening so quick right now for you, apparently, or you think. I must look at the previous cards. Maybe also this is in relationships. I think that is also why you want to sometimes. This whole greedy card may not only be about greediness, it may be about feeling safe in a cave kind of manner, that as long as you know how the world functions and who you are within those square frames, that you have learned, this world isn't fluid, it's like set, there are separated things in it and all that, that keeps you safe as you feel sometimes, because you can only also embrace a new perception or perspective when, I mean, a little bit at a time. You can't like, if it goes too quickly, you kind of lose your mind. You can't embrace it. You will push it away. You will go into defenseness. Yeah. Oh, someone is in here now again. So, anyways, you think it moves very, very quickly. So sometimes you want to block the process to stay in whatever is seen as the normal reality, as other egos, let's say, define it also, and so on. Because to embrace your whole abundance and who you are and all that richness may feel, it changes so much, so you may block it a bit, yeah. And the others around you see you a little bit as a bully here, yeah. Yeah, and that is not untrue in a sense, because I don't think you know this, I don't think you feel this or even intend it, But sometimes, um, sometimes this is five of swords, five of orbs, and you lose certain people by behaving in this way. I think this is more so mentally, but when you go into that muddy way of viewing things, but this is only how other people view you. They can also try to bring you down because you have so much abundance, actually, because you have much in all ways. I mean, actually, when you look at it from the outside, also, you may have health, you may have whatever it is others may envy, may make them want to bring you down, but also it could be the need to have control can easily uh, go over to tyrannic behavior, as you heard maybe in my previous videos, if anyone listened when I was talking about those kind of chakra levels and all that, and also the medicine wheel and stuff. But anyway, so so this is when you go into that greediness or fear of losing control or fear of I'll just keep them like this. Oh, it moves all the time. Stop. Yeah, okay, I'm talking to myself. Stop. I'm trying to check all the cards at the same time. So, yeah. They also get a little bit, you seem like they don't understand you. They see you as like faceless. I mean, you don't connect with people really when you go too much into your mind and forget the heart connection and the soul and that. Uh, you become a little bit scary to others, and as if you want to like devour them or something, or fool them, juggle them like in a manipulative way, which is not untrue also in a way. You don't do this out of meanness or anything. You want to be fair and rule in a fair way, but you want to be on top, as I see it here. Yeah. So, and others feel that, yeah, that need for control, make others feel sometimes not well treated, yeah, as if you don't care about their feelings, you just want to intendingly bring them down, although that is a misunderstanding because your intents aren't mean, but still you want to stay in control also for the benefit of others, actually, because you think you are the best at doing that. So you are not after bringing anyone down, but you still don't want them to bring you down, kind of thing. Yeah, that's what I see. And then your hopes and fears. Sage of Flames, reversed here. This is like king of or queen, but the highest, anyways, in this deck of fire. And she's almost sitting in she's sitting in a meditative position. Awakening Kundalini, it's about fire. It's about opening the crown chakra and having many arms here with fire in them. This is about healing. This is about, yeah, it's about embracing almost a universe card. It feels like when you think of it as the images. As I said, this is the Syrian Starseed Tarot, if you want to Google the images. So Sage of Flames is this one. It's like a yogic one here, that are working with energy and are brilliant at it. So this is what this person want. You want this. You want to also keep yourself protected energetically, or balanced energetically in the way you prefer. Keep your world. And you have a lot of ideas as well. You want to develop a lot of things, and she has 6 arms in this card, and I feel like you juggle many things and want to do many things at the same time. So maybe you feel like you would need more time or whatever it is. The last card, whoa, the last card here for you is 6 of Flames. That is victory. Here is the same little bit as the bullying card that you need to keep on in your mind, though, because you shine so bright. You shine so bright, and your aim is very good also. It's not a bad thing. But the other flames here, the other 5 flames in this card, are like in the darkness. So compared to you, they have like nothing, you know. So the brighter you shine, the more they feel lack sometime. I'm not saying you shouldn't shine brightly, but what I say is maybe encourage and fan their flames a little bit more, and also cooperate. Let them, don't be afraid that anyone can take anything from you, because they cannot compete or compare anyways. But they can get a little bit jealous and yeah, pissed off, and also project onto you things that aren't you. Project onto you that you want to, you know, put shade on them, or although you don't want, you just shine. You don't want to harm anyone. You have no bad intent. You just want to prevent things to break apart or not work, or you know. So yeah, but that is perfect last card though. You will be victorious. You will win. You will. No one can bring you down. Others will also, many others will also applaud and embrace you for what you do, and like celebrate, and they hold you high. Many hold you high. They see your capacity in many areas. So yeah, but that is a little bit, the warning is not so much about you. It's about how limited others are and how much they may live in their egos. And so you have to maybe meet them for your own sake, also meet them where they are at, even if it's difficult for you to understand, since you don't come from that place, like in yourself so much, to, you know, understand how they can misunderstand your aims, although your aim is you, when you shine this light, this winner card, it's to also bring light into others' worlds, but sometimes it just make it more clear how dark it is for them, you know, if you understand. Yeah, but everything will work out fine. So you will find this balance, and even maybe this relationship, but open up a little bit more and keep the hopes up, and use your imagination for the best, and know that this clarity is coming, and don't make anyone's truth outside of you as you, that you have to embrace that or take it in as your own. Yeah, and take it in your time, in your pace. You don't have to push it, but you also, because if you push something when you don't feel ready, you will uh, start to like be defense. You will go into defenseness. What is this? Yeah, you know. So it won't go quicker if you push. You have to uh, have a positive vibe when you do certain things. Also, when you develop these things in Wicca or witchcraft or so on, or whatever, actually spiritual development of sorts, you will always need to be in that more. So sometimes it can feel challenging and whatnot and so on. But if the fear, if you push yourself further than you really feel comfortable going at the time, because even the challenging or a little bit thrilling things or whatever are there, they should be more so a positive vibe in it, for it to not cause you to retract, so to speak, to not go into defenseness, which will make it take much longer time, you know, for you. So I try to sometimes slow people down. I also push a bit, but not more so than people want to go. That is more so the problem oftentimes, that people want to go quicker than they are actually ready to do. And it can also not be only do things quicker. It can be that we have many things to juggle, as I saw in this card of the Sage of Fire, that we just want, we don't want to drop certain things to make other things flourish, you know. We can't do everything all the time in this space, in this world, you know. So it's about that too, and we can't push it ourselves in that way, especially when it comes to the soul and spirit. And so we have to just make room for it also. And that's why we start in the medicine. We will start in the south, where it is to about to let go of certain things, and know what's worth to hold on to. You know, with a breath of kindness, I blow the rest away. What is it called now? Robbie Robertson. Let's see. Oh, here it is, I think. Golden Feather, yeah. So, yeah, there are so much things to say, is it not? Yeah. I maybe should pull some just 4 cards or something. Maybe not 4, maybe 3 cards because of the Empress there. Right. So, and this is very much about the spirit speaking to us, yes. And all of these things that I talk about sound so out there and so weird. And I know that for people who aren't used to this. Sometimes I forget it, as I mentioned in my previous, about one working with health, and, healthy foods and stuff like that. I was really afraid of Ayurveda. How strange. That is kind of what you work with. And they just go for the natural things, I mean, there are sect-like or cult-like versions of Ayurveda also, and you should always take care. But since this is an experience that I worked for 5,000 years, like maybe we should take it in consideration, as well as that it's cheap, it's natural, it's mild, it won't cause like crazy reactions or rest products or so on. There are so many good things in it, and that's why it's not also funded by those companies, because that will make them go out of work. It's too simple sometimes, and then it's dismissed as something shady. Okay, and then I will just pick 3 cards now, then, to not keep it at 4, although I love the number 4 very much. First, for someone who may choose number 1, Solar Deity. This is a sun card to enjoy yourself, be playful, do things for their own fun. Don't think about productivity or for some kind of reason aside for just be playful, open, naked. Not you don't have to be naked, but in the sense of childlike openness, as well as this could be openness to love as well. Let yourself shine clearly. This is more so for someone who hides their light. This emperor thing, or this in a way they dim their light because they have so much more than only that, but that is a good thing to keep things in order and so on. I should need way more of that myself, but in this card for this number 1, this is more so someone that hides their light, try to maybe try too much to not make others feel less or whatever it is. Number 2 of orbs. So for someone, this is a little bit of a stressful situation. Someone have a difficult knowing what to show, because this is like a woman having half of herself naked and half open. Make me think that this is also someone who have a little bit stress about what to share, what to show, and what to not, or so on. What is the best thing? Someone that question themselves very much in all little details almost. It could also be a greater choice for this one, that they need to take, or they may need to let something go to choose one thing. Yeah. And for the last card, then, number 3 for someone. Oh, the shadow. I should never say that for the last card. I have to pick another one for this. This is the devil card. This is someone that feels trapped a little bit in a net, like a spider web. This could also be a destructive relationship. I see 2 shadowy persons here that can't really reach each other, and they are like stuck to each other, although they don't want to be. They yeah. they can get away from this, but it feels very hard. They feel very stuck, and they are like out of community. Their higher selves, let's say, they can't reach each other really. They go into ego very much. But I will have to pick another card for that poor person. Sometimes this is more so about temptations, about addictions, whatever. But here in the image, it's very much about a relationship that is destructive, that someone needs to let go of, and that it's possible, although it feels a little bit impossible. And then we have Ace of Orbs coming with that card, which is someone that is very sharp. It can be very harsh discussions or sharpness in between these people. And here it's a swordfish. I thought this was previously in the image, a dolphin or something. Swordfish that are going for this playful ball of light, like with various, shining colors. But anyways, I feel like this is about clarity, coming up to things coming up to the surface, being true to oneself. And Ace of Orbs is also about, the sword being sharp on two, a double-edged sword on the two sides, which means that sometimes it feels like you cut yourself even when you do something good, also for yourself when having to be harsh to the outside world to free yourself or set your boundaries or what it is. But this is what is needed, I feel, for clarity. It needs to be so sharp. And I think about a friend of mine who is going through there is a little dolphin further down this little swordfish here. I didn't see this before. See other dolphins here playing with this beautiful ball of light. I mean, with life itself. I mean, being light, being in the beauty of life and all that. And so this person from afar, a little bit, this swordfish, see and want that freedom. This one wants freedom. Yeah. It's very beautiful and so beautiful colors. So, and sometimes we don't want to be sharp, but that is still towards others, that is still how will it go though for this person? If they are, I will have to take another card. 10 of Orbs. Sorry for the number 3. This is very difficult for you. So this is someone have had like 10 swords in the back. They almost feel like they are dead, like putting this like when they are, they put people in like a something after they are, if there is an accident scene or something, they just to wrap people or in something like or something when they lay there. So this is like that, and there are so many. It feels so heavy for this person. It's a new start, but they sometimes don't feel it because it feels like only more and more. It will be more and more heavy all the time, but it won't. It won't. This is a new start. It feels like dying for this person. Yeah, but you won't. You won't. These are thoughts, and it's rather a liberation. But the situation may feel worse now, although it's about to be resolved, than it did when you were still in that darkness and pretended you didn't cut through these nets, that held you captive in a way. But these orbs here, there are bunches of them here. The whole sky like is thick of, like you could say then, swords in a sense. But they also shine like stars, so that goes for the hope that is there for this person. There is so much hope there. It's not hopeless. You're not done. It's not over with. It's a new start coming for you that is brilliant and good. And this will be forever over then. This will not continue, and it will not go back to anything like it. You will reach where you see others are with that happiness thing. Yeah, that's what I have to say today for those who are interested. Not maybe today, maybe I will come back and talk about other things. But maybe I shouldn't, because that is like that emperor thing, talking about all the problems and all the warnings and all the stuff. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. I want to, though. So you can keep all these perspectives at the same time, though. It's not that you have to blind yourself to logic, for example, but everything cannot be measured or understood through the means of logic. But it's not that you should dismiss any of these, your senses, or, you shouldn't. That's not the point. It's to embrace more of what you are, not dismiss who you are. Like, yeah. So, yeah. That was that. I will take a little break and maybe I'll come back and do what I think this reading also maybe kind of showed not to, because that is like what I was thinking about was quite a spiraling down, but at the same time, clarity is a good thing. But that have to be in all facets of it. It cannot be just like clarity about all the bad stuff, Yeah. So we will see how I do about that. But I will end now then, and take care. And I hope this resonated for someone. And please let me know if it did, and like and subscribe if you did. No, I mean if you like. And also, if you have, you know, suggestions on what you want me to do, if you want me to do a specific layout or such here or anything. Although I'm too lazy to have it as a video. I should, I know. So you saw the cards as well. But for now, I see it as a pod. And I think that's fun in the case that usually there are no tarot pods. They usually are like visual. And that can be relaxing too, right? You don't have to keep your eyes on the screen all the time. And the imagination is stronger than the whole seeing things, because then you can envision the cards themselves, if I can describe them in a good way. So anyways, take care and we will talk another time. Bye bye.